Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warship Blitz, and this video is the Charles Martel. So let's go find the Charles Martel. So this was a ship that was recently won as part of an event. This is on the press account. So what I'm going to do is go through and kit it out for battle, and then take it out for battle and see how it goes. So for a long range cruiser, that's an accident, that last one. We would be going for the diesel and the that points and the rations, but I seem to have gone for the wrong thing. At tier 7 it gets the dispersion, or it's tier 8, sorry, it gets the dispersion. So let's have a look at the rotation on the main battery. The traverse speed is 9 degrees per second, which is respectable. The turret traverse is better than the ship traverse. That's really the main thing. So we're just looking through here, just making some decisions. So because it's a long range high explosive spammer, we'll get the dispersion. The main battery mod 2. We had a look at the range and wondered what was going on. Okay, we need to get it all upgraded, so let's get the thing up to spec, which will improve its, there you go, main battery firing range is 12.24 kilometers, much better. There we go. Now, elite ship bonus. It's a hard choice there, but I think in this situation it is the guns that we're after. It's a long range spammer, so speed and acceleration probably isn't as important. So the French ships are a little bit, just one step down from the Russians, real long range ships. So we go for the dispersion. We have a look and see how we are looking with our AA. What's our surface detection is 8 kilometers. Well, there's not a lot of point playing around with that. We could probably take it down to 7.2, but still, that's a pretty big detection circle, and once you've fired, it's all off anyway. So unlike a destroyer, we can sort of sneak around an island and reset it. Yeah, this ship's detection is quite large. So we've grabbed the historical camo, which is checking what it gives us. You can see it's a bit of decision making going on here, so I wouldn't be surprised here if I pick the deck protection. I think this should be traverse. There we go, deck protection. So basically against opposing ships, yeah, if we're going to end up in an HE brawl, I don't catch fire as often. Now I think I've forgotten something here. Let's see how far in I get before I remember that. Now what could I have forgotten? Consumables, supplies, equipment. There we go. Commander. Let's go find a commander off another ship. Yeah, okay then. Right. Let's go have a look and see what the special skills are for the Charles Martel. It's got rapid reload, engine accelerator. So right, anyway, let's bring the commander up to spec. So there you go, guys. Spend a bit of gold on the press account to get the commander into the right level of simulation for a tier 8 commander. Now I'm assuming if you've been grinding this guy up through the line, you'd probably be at maybe 9 or 10. I take it to 10 for the rapid reload, but yeah. Engine overload, that's nice, that doesn't do anything. So let's go, we're sorting out the skills that are associated with the special skills that the ship has. Air defense, so let's go for main battery repair, or let's think about it. Here I am thinking about it. I'm not going to be racing ahead. That's an easy one. Oh, that's a hard one. We're going to try and be a bit of a damage thief. This is a dead ringer, which is the fire protection. And we just have those skills at the top. So obviously improved repair, improved torpedo detection is useful. I'd be still making up my mind, aren't I? These are the level 1 and 2, which in some respects are have the most generally useful options. So we're going to assume that we might get tagged by torpedoes, and we're going to choose between detection range of torpedoes or repair of our armament. Let's go for repair of armament. And I'm going to be racing ahead. There you go. Right, back into it. Sorry about that short diversion into commander skills. So a lot of the times commander skills depend on what you like. A lot of people seem to like things like the adrenaline rush or the daredevil, which when you get below or above a certain level of health, depending on the skill, you improve your traverse or your reload or your dispersion. I find that, I prefer a pretty consistent performance of the ship all through and go for skills that basically are built around the ship's specialties. So for an HE spammer, it's deck protection to reduce the fire chance, and obviously, if you've got rapid reload, you pick that up. So that's generally how I go, and I think I've got a video on commander skill selection, so maybe I could have just shortcut that whole process. Anyway, right, we're in the battle, we're in the Southern Archipelago, so I am going to go over to the right, and the reason for that is that Kagero is a bot, which means that battleship needs support, because if that destroyer on his side is not a bot, then he's got a real problem. But on our other side, there's a cruiser and a destroyer, so if the destroyer heading into the DCAT is the person rather than the bot, there's enough firepower over there to deal with it. This Colorado obviously knew that he was not quite getting the support he needed, and he's starting to form up with the main fleet. I'd prefer him to push forward a little bit, but anyway, he is, well, hopefully starting to turn into the game. Okay then. Well, as it turns out, he had nothing to worry about. There's this poor little Mahan, which is a bot. And as a bot, it means it doesn't do anything that's too unpredictable, like sit still. And we slam it, burn it, and the battleships can finish that off. Right. Because this is our real threat. And it's already dealt with our destroyer. And so we are going to be in a long-range duel with this Duca. Now, I have the advantage, I think. Well, I'm in the Tier 8 cruiser, but that does a pretty powerful Tier 7 ship. Yeah, so at the moment I think I've got the upper hand. Looks like I've got the range advantage over him too. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to turn around to protect my cap, and that way I get time to reorientate my guns. Now for the Duca, if I'd kept dueling with him, then we would have ended up at the edge of the map and no good to the rest of my teammates. That Duca, if he comes in here, there's battleships, he's got serious problems, so I'm just going to light some fires while we wait for him to make up his mind. I don't think he's able to stealth torp, and I think his torps are fairly slow anyway. So really, he's got a big prickly problem of battleships. I hate it when bots do that. He's got a really prickly problem of battleships to deal with, and I get some protection. So, hey, I don't think there's going to be much of him left by the time my guns get back on target. We light him up, and just timing gives us the kill. Okay, I'll take that. And now we rotate our guns again. At least it's only the rear turret having to go through that traverse, and we're going to try and light some fires on the Richelieu. So before he goes out of sight, just get him burning. Oh, here we go, here's our rear turret coming back online. Something shooting at us. It'll be the Duca, which will be shooting at us. and our teammates are telling us to try and get the B point, which is good advice because we do need to get more caps. So I'm heading in that direction, and just trying to get the last shots out on this Richelieu. I really want to get some fires going on them. Friendships feel good at fires. That felt like a torpedo. Okay then. Well, maybe it was a critical hit. Right, okay then I suppose I better pay attention to this. His problem is he can't close without also closing the range with our battleships, which seem to be heading in the right direction, which I'm pleased to see. So we've got 3 of the 4 caps. We're racking up points. We're ahead on kills. Oh, it did clear the island. I was wondering if that was going to be the case. Our Shores has taken down their Kagero, which means that they are now without destroyers. We have 1 destroyer, but it probably is a human player if it survived this long. Oh yeah, no, because our bot destroyer was destroyed by the Duca right at the start of the match. And here we are. Well, that Duca's got problems on the other side because he's being engaged by a destroyer. So all I'm doing here is just keeping the shots up on him so that he's continually got to make corrections, evasive manoeuvres. Just keep grinding away at him. He's at the edge of my range, and as you can see, the dispersion isn't Russian dispersion. Hopefully some of those landed. Oh yep, God, that Richelieu. It'd be nice to nail that. It's a bit of a blind shot, but in 40 seconds, he's healed up. That's no fun. I think he might be, well, I just fired an island there. So this Duca, he is busy going to try and retake that capture zone, but essentially he's been sidelined. The number of battleships that he faced meant that he couldn't really engage properly. And this Richelieu looks like he's going to survive the game by hiding behind the island. So we give a blind shot against him. And he's gone by the Colorado. So there's the Charles Martel. As you can see, play it at range. Don't try and get into a turning fight. I never fired the torpedoes, but then again, I wasn't up against any capital ships within torpedo range, and that Duca would have easily dodged anything I'd sent his direction. So yeah, so the Charles Martel is your typical French cruiser. Yeah, a long-range HE spammer. So 35,000 damage. It's a pretty sort of skirmishy match. And as you could see, the dispersion right at the edge of its range isn't that good. It just seems to spread out a little bit, you know, compared with Russian cruisers, which keep it a little bit tighter. So yeah, it's coming second from the top because of that kill and that capture zone. If we have a look at the stats, yeah, a lot of long-range firing. Only 74 hits. 3 fires for those 74 hits. That's pretty good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the Charles Martel. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time for another video of World of Warship Blitz.